Welcome to today's episode, and today we're going to be looking at the carrots right here. Now, the carrots have actually been really successful over the past few weeks, and they've been growing like crazy, which means that I've had to keep pinching them and taking out the little sprigs that have grown already. But it's getting a little bit much, and I'll just show you some of the results here. These are the ones that I've just picked out now. And as you can see, the stalks on the ends, as you can see with the roots, these were going to be carrots, but they're growing way too close to each other. What I've been doing is I've been pinching them and basically taking them out and trying to thin them out. So that's what we're going to do right now. As you can see, there's a lot in there, which is fantastic. So here they are, you can see they're absolutely massive. Just take a look now. Here we have it, you can see all of the roots in here are doing really well, but you can see all of these little clumps, they're way too close together here. So that's what we're going to try and sort out now. Literally all we're going to do, oh my goodness. It's tiny David Attenborough. I forgot we put him in there. Put David Attenborough down there for a second. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to look at the little bunches and just basically pick out the ones that are growing way too close together, which seems to be a very large majority of them. You can see this one is way too close, so I'm literally pinching it, pulling it up ever so steadily, just so I know that we've got the root as well. Because what we don't want to do is pull out half of it and only keep the root in there, because that's not going to be any good. That's still not going to leave enough room for it to grow. And we're just going to sift through and see if we can do the same with the rest of them. So there's a nice clump of three. I'm just steadily pulling them out like that. And you can see already the growth on those has actually been stunted. But I think that's because they're already growing next to each other. So you can see what happens. Right, I'm going to go for this one here. There we are. Completed that one. Another one. Oh my goodness, there's so many here. Just going to pull these three up. You see, this is a trouble now, because all of the top foliage is kind of matted into one another, so it's just about gently pulling at it, and it will eventually come. So there we are. But again, you can see the thickness of the actual, well, where the carrot is meant to be. So there we are. Look at that, fantastic. But the problem I have is making sure that it definitely grows into a carrot in the next month or so. Basically separate these ones out in the middle here. There we are, beautiful. And you can see now we've got a big gap here, so this is definitely going to be enough room for them to grow. Just going to take some of these smaller ones out. There's a big clump here, you can see they're all together, so I'm thinking maybe take this one out and this one. Just gently tugging out the root there. And there we are. I can see this one here is a big one, and this one here is going to be a big one, so these two small ones in the middle can come out. Just like that. And then we'll just continue the process, so we're leaving a reasonably big gap in between. The good thing with this, because it's in a container, you can put it up on the table like this and just do it at your own ease. There we are. But you can see the small bunch here. This looks like it would have been a lot of carrots, but we wouldn't get as many good carrots in this entire pot if we didn't do this. I'm just going to take these couple out. There we are. I might even take a couple of these ones out in here. And there we have it. I'm going to leave that for now, because I'm going to let that basically fix itself. The thing is, after major surgery like this, they don't like it too much, so I'm going to let them basically bounce back and hopefully spring up and be more vibrant again in the next week. And I'll do the exact same thing over and over. So soon I'll be doing it with these ones as well, which are slightly smaller. I think they're a couple of weeks behind those first ones, but as you can see, they're a lot smaller inside, and also a lot grown in between one another. I'll just pick a couple out. But you can see that these are nowhere near Thankfully, I just finished the carrot segment, but what I'm going to be doing without a microphone, because it's literally just died, I'm going to be putting more compost on top of my chitted potatoes that are now showing outside of the compost. I'll just show you those now. Here they are. As you can see, they're starting to grow up now, which is fantastic. And what I'm going to do is start filling with compost, and I'm going to bring it all the way up to here. Now, what I've done this time round is I've done some in one of my old compost bags, which I think is, number one, a good way of recycling, but also a genius plan when you think about it, because what I've done here, I've done just 2 chitted potatoes in here, which is one here, and this one seems to be stalking off many little segments, which is good. But the good thing with growing them inside of a bag means that I am able to then just roll the bag up to the height of what the compost bag is, which means that I have more room than a pot, and I will be able to hopefully grow even more potatoes than I can in a container. Now, I think that is a really good way of doing it. If you don't want to buy any pots, buy 1 bag of compost and plonk some chitted potatoes at the bottom, and basically wait for them to grow. It's just fantastic. It's a fantastic way of doing it. And what I'll probably do is continue doing it like that from now on. It also gives me the room in the garden to be able to use it for other things. So there we are. So what I'll do now quickly is just show you the potatoes that I've got going on at the moment, and I think once they've started to go yellow, they might even be ready to pick some potatoes in the next month or so, which is really, really exciting. So these are the newer ones, as you can see, but this is even more exciting. Look at these. It's crazy how big these are. Now what we'll do is add some compost to the potatoes. There's some baby seagulls on the roof up there. Oh, they look sweet. Oh. I'll continue what I was doing. And there we have it. That is this one taken up to this line here. Next time I'll be taking it up to about, probably near the top of the pot. So now we'll just do the bag. And there we are. Now this is going to get really confusing because it just looks like a bag of compost now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to expose a couple of these top bits, just so I know... Shit, where is it? There it is. Just so I know that this is definitely a bag of potatoes. That could get really awkward if I start, using them as compost, and then I accidentally tip out a ton of potatoes. There we are. Those are the things going on in the garden at the moment. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully catch you in the next episode, which will be... Oh, let's have a little think. I'm going to start some peas. I'm going to do some peas. I'm going to pee myself. I don't know why I said that. Hopefully I won't miss the window of planting these outside, so let's do some peas.